Today we are in the kitchen now with Chef Todd from Syrah Restaurant on the east side of Green Bay. We're doing another fun recipe. If you like beef stroganoff, we're going to turn it into a rich, creamy, wonderful beef stroganoff soup. And not all that hard to do, Todd?
Not at all. This one, you can have your grilled cheese made about the same time that your soup is done.
I love it. All right, bring it on. Let's get started.
Fantastic. What we have here is a little bit of oil.
Okay.
We'll warm that up to start with.
Just olive oil, or does it matter?
Yep, we got a little bit of olive oil. It's
Okay.
actually some of our garlic oil too.
Okay.
And then we have, basically this is stir fry meat. Pick up in the meat section of your store. Works perfect for this.
So just like thin cuts, I was going to get some tongs here, of beef that you can do yourself or just, buy it at the grocery store already cut up for you.
Exactly. What we're going to do is kind of dredge that in seasoned flour.
Okay.
This is flour, salt, and pepper, and a little bit of thyme.
And what's that going to do?
That is going to work. It's kind of the lazy man's roux.
Okay.
So that's going to hit our oil and help thicken this whole soup up. We're not going for a lot of thickness in this one, but you want a little bit so everything doesn't sink to the bottom of your soup.
Is that enough flour, or did you do a little more?
Bit
Yeah,
more
I can tell it needed a little bit more. So just flour, salt, and pepper. Great way to kind of coat that meat and, like you say, thicken it up without having to do the whole roux thing. All right, so how's that looking?
That looks pretty good.
Into our hot oil.
Start dropping them in there.
And I'm kind of spreading them out. Sometimes I'll do this in batches,
Exactly.
So you don't want to overcrowd the pan. So this is inexpensive too. If you've got, a little bit of leftover meat and you need to use it up, this is a great way to use it.
Exactly. At the restaurant, I run this with, I run beef stroganoff with short ribs a lot.
Oh yeah.
And the short ribs are kind of cook all day. All you got to do is throw them out of the oven, or pull them out of the oven then, cut them up and put the sauce over the top.
Ooh.
Keeps your options open.
Yeah. All right, so we'll let that hang out and just get a little color. Salt and pepper on that beef?
A little salt and pepper would be fantastic.
Okay, let me go get some of that. And I'm cranking this up. We want to get some color on this, correct?
Definitely. Pull some flavor out of that beef so we got a nice good stock going.
What kind of mushrooms are we using?
We're using a portobello mushroom on this one. Kind of a large dice on there. Again, portobello is like a sponge. Just sucks all that flavor up for you. Gives you something nice to chew on.
Yeah.
And then our stock for this one we're using is actually, I was just saying, I made short ribs. This is the braising liquid from the short ribs.
Ooh.
So just a really nice concentrated beef stock that we got going here.
If you don't have that on hand though, just that box stock that we were talking about earlier, the beef stock. But do you agree with me that stock is so much better than the canned stuff that we grew up with?
Even since culinary school, the store-bought stocks have come a long, long way for me.
They really have. People are demanding better stuff because we don't have time, most of us, to cook the bones down and all that kind of stuff all day.
Exactly,
so.
and those broths are generally loaded with a ton of sodium, and you don't.
Yeah.
It's a little bit healthier option for you.
Exactly. So I'm just giving this a minute or two just to brown both sides.
Looks beautiful. Smells great so far.
So good. What type of steak, we cut this into real thin strips, but what type?
You generally want to go something leaner.
Okay.
And the key is just cutting it against the grain.
Okay.
So it doesn't get chewy on you.
Okay. Like a sirloin, if you had the...
Sirloin would be fantastic.
I mean, obviously beef tenderloin would be wonderful, but...
Yep. Roast would generally work. As long as you don't have a ton of fats you don't want.
Right.
It's going to mess up your mouthfeel a little bit.
Right. Okay, how's that looking?
That looks beautiful. We're going to add our mushrooms and onions in there too. So I got, just a half a medium mushroom, or medium onion, sorry.
And put those in at the same time.
Yep, we're going to cook that out a little bit.
Nothing smells better than when you're making soup. Oh,
I agree.
wow.
You were saying you like to do that on Sundays. Restaurants close Sundays. That's generally what I'm doing at home.
Oh, yeah?
Making meals for the family the rest of the week.
We'll call each other next time. Compare notes, see what we're making. Especially when it's cold out and you can just kind of stay snuggled in and cook up a bunch of great food.
Exactly. Listen to a few football games anyway while you do it.
Right. So we're waiting for the onions and the mushroom to get a little bit tender.
Soften up a little bit.
Okay. All right. What's next?
We're going to just deglaze the pan with a little bit of red wine.
Syrah wine, I see.
Exactly.
Oh, that. No coincidence there, huh? So a dry red.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be the most expensive wine.
Exactly. You don't need a ton of it. Just enough to get some of those, as one of my old chefs said, that stuff that sticks to the bottom of the pan, I'm very fond of it. The joke being that's called the fond.
Right. Oh my gosh, does that smell good? Ooh, yeah.
Fantastic. So as you can see, we got a little bit of a syrupy thing going in there.
Right.
And we're just going to start adding some of this wonderful black gold here.
This is the beef stock.
This is beef. There's a little bit of veal in there too.
My grandmother was known for her beef stroganoff, and it's just one of those things where it's kind of upscale comfort food almost. It feels,
Definitely.
you know, and it's not any more difficult or anything like that to make than a pot roast, but there's just something about it. I think the bit of wine in there, and then if you change it up and use some fun different mushrooms, all of a sudden
And
it's
that's sour cream.
yeah, the sour cream. Yeah, I'm with you. on
That's
that.
what makes it
Now,
for me.
Speaking of which, when do you put the sour cream in?
At the very end.
Okay,
you
at
just
the very
want to
end.
kind of fold it in once everything's been boiled and kind of cooked out. You want to fold your sour cream at the end. When
Okay.
you don't need to boil it again, otherwise that's when it breaks and you start getting that greeny look.
Okay, so we're not there yet. Now we're making this a soup, so instead of serving this over a bed, or are we going to serve this over a bed of pasta?
I was thinking we could put a little bit of pasta in there yet.
Okay,
But just beef stroganoff, a lot of people think egg noodles right off the bat. I'm a big fan of rice, mashed potatoes.
Sure.
Anything underneath there.
Sure.
It's just, or gnocchi right inside the soup like this would be fantastic.
Oh yeah, no kidding. So what we're going to do is let this simmer for just a minute, and then we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll finish it off with that sour cream and some chives on top. So don't go anywhere. All of the soup recipes that we did on today's show you'll find online. Fox11online.com. Click on the Living tab and recipes, and they'll be right there for you.